I'm Miss Stacy. Welcome to Stacy's Homestead. And now we're going to be making two things at once. We're going to be doing our dressing and then our gravy. And the reason why we're doing those two things at once because I use the same broth for both. So when you're making your dressing, or some people call it stuffing, but I call it dressing, I make cornbread the day before. So I have a whole bunch of cornbread, a whole pan of cornbread in here. And you cook that the day before, so that's ready to rock and roll. And then you have your breadcrumbs. And then you need poultry seasoning. I like to have it already made. And so what's in here is thyme, sage, marjoram, rosemary, black pepper, and nutmegs. Perfect. So I put that in there like a teaspoon or so. But the gist of it is you're gonna need celery and some onion. And that's what you're gonna need for your gravy too, with some broth. So you either can use your turkey drippings from your turkey, or I like to use the giblets. So we're gonna make a stock basically from the giblets. And I have some turkey broth. I could use it from my turkey, fresh from my turkey, but I can't. So I like to rotate. This is from 2020. I want to use this and then can this one up, this up for the next year. That's just what I do. But doesn't matter if it's fresh or from can. You need some stock, turkey or chicken. And if you don't have that, use bouillon. You know, get water, put some bouillon in, stir it up, and there you have some turkey stock, okay? Or broth. So we're gonna make some stock though. And we're gonna use that stock for the stuffing and the gravy, okay? So get your giblets from your turkey, and if you don't have giblets, then go ahead and use your drippings or whatever, or some turkey. Put some turkey in it. Continue to cook it and give it some flavor. And then we're gonna cut up our vegetables here and get going. All right, so let me get my giblets out of the fridge. Okay, so with your turkey, it comes with a neck. And because my husband got the smallest turkey in the world, and we didn't process our own this year, it's a very small neck. But anyways, you gotta fish those out of the turkey. 1 year when I first was cooking, I didn't know that, and I cooked it with it in it. So anyways, take those out, and you'll get the liver, the kidneys, and the heart. So like here's the liver. They don't even give you the whole thing. They just, because I process animal, I know. That's the heart. They give you some lung pieces, they're pretending this is kidney. It's not. That's interesting. I know what kidneys look like. That's just dark meat. They're tricking me. Trying to trick you. Pay attention, guys. This is just dark meat. But at least I got a liver and a heart. And the rest a bunch of just meat pieces. It is not organ meat. Huh. Look at yours and see if they're doing that to you. That's interesting. I have to show Honey. Honey, come look at this. I have to show Honey really fast. That's not... Yeah, look at this. See these giblets? There's not even giblets. It's meat. They're tricking you. That's not an organ. That's meat. We process.
You told me to buy it.
I know, but
that was what it was.
But it's interesting. They're tricking you. They're putting little pieces of meat.
Those are livers.
No, it's not. That's a liver. That's one liver and a heart. But they're trying to say these are kidneys.
Oh, maybe they're just little pieces.
They're pieces of meat. You're supposed to get kidneys. I get them every time.
Oh, yeah.
I make gravy. You're supposed to get what we take out of our animals. It's interesting.
I thought you were calling me for food.
I have rabbit giblets in the fridge. Should I put those in there?
Yeah. Might as well use them, yeah?
Well, I mean, I guess I'll just use this. That doesn't look very good. Anyways, so we'll just use this. I'm gonna rinse it though. For some reason, I feel like I need to rinse it.
Good, it's still rolling.
I feel like I need to rinse it. Alright. Okay. Alright. Because, well, I'm doing this video, and not many of you have rabbit giblets in your fridge like I do. I have duck and rabbit giblets in my fridge. But since you guys in YouTube land probably don't have that, we'll just stick with this. Alright, so there's that. And we're going to put your stock in here. Okay, so let's get your stock, you know, it's not like an actual gravy stock until you flavor it. So this is turkey broth that I canned in 2020. You can get it stock in a box if you guys don't can your own stuff. Let's open this and you push in. Boop. There we go. That was a good seal. Look at that. So we're going to add this to make some good seasoning here. Okay, I'm going to get that going really fast and just start cooking this up a little bit. And we might need more than that. I think we're going to need more than that. Let's get another one. We'll get, this is a quart. I'll probably, I'll just add a half a thing of water and maybe another quart, okay? Let's just do, I'm going to rinse this out. Rinse this out best I can. I think that's good. And we can use some drippings from, the turkey if we need more liquid. Okay, so we're going to put this on the stove and get this started simmering. Alright, so let's get our cornbread and stuff set aside. And now, while our giblets are simmering, we're going to chop up our onions. Okay, and we're going to do 2 things of onions and a whole stalk of celery, okay? And then you're going to put it in a pot. Well, not yet. You're not going to put it in the pot yet, okay? Just chop these up and have it ready to rock and roll. Okay? And so after you chop up your celery and your onions and have it ready to rock and roll, I'm going to take you to the stove and we're going to start browning our butter. You want to brown the butter, okay? So you need a fat. You can use duck fat, turkey fat, whatever you want, but I'm going to use butter, and we're going to brown that so we can saute these, okay? So let's go to the stove and do that. Alright, here we go here. Let me move my rice pilaf we made earlier. Get that out of the way. You know, on holidays you have your stove pretty busy here. Pretty busy. Alright. So let's get, we got our, this starting to cook. You don't have to do this ahead of time. I just like to get it hot and going before I add it. So that's just what I do. You can just wait and, you know, and add all that to this later, but I like to do it ahead of time. Alright, so let's get our butter. And I don't have my, you know, I call it, I said in my other video, I call it cooking butter. I don't have cooking butter. Like, this is good. You know, where you put it on toast and bread. This is my eating butter. But I went to the grocery store to find my cooking butter, which is just all the other butter that's not, and not like this. Like, you know, Costco's butter. So it's still butter, but anyways. The more inexpensive butter that's supposed to be better also, I like to cook with. But we're gonna have to use our eating butter because the grocery store wants to charge $10 and I'm not paying that. Anyways, so we're gonna put about this much butter. Like, I try to simulate a cube. I like to do a cube of butter, okay? So if you think it's a cube, I'll do that. Do like a cube of butter. Butter's good. Okay, and we're gonna brown this butter. And then add our vegetables. Alright, let's go ahead and move over here so we can see what we're doing here, huh? Alright, so we're gonna brown this butter just a little bit. Now, butter will burn unless it's clarified butter. So we're gonna just put a little bit of oil, another oil in it to help that from happening here. Okay. Like olive oil, just a dash, or any kind of fat that you have. A piece of, I don't know what that is. Stick your finger in hot butter, Stacy. I can't get it. Have to use a spoon. I don't want things fly in. Okay, there we go. Alright, so we get this going. Alright, so we're going to start with the celery. Brown the butter just a little bit. We're going to start with the celery. And we're going to saute our celery because celery takes a little bit longer than onions. So we're going to get these going. Okay? And then we'll add the onion after that. Alright guys, so while this is sauteing here and reducing down, we're going to get some garlic and chop up a little bit of garlic, like about a handful. I have this little press I like to use. And we're going to do that and we're going to add this last because garlic burns. So we're just going to saute it just a little bit last before we proceed to the next step. Alright, so this is reduced down just enough. Sauteed, it's getting a little bit al dente here. And then we're going to add our onion and do the same. Kind of like not quite caramelize it. This is 2 whole onions. Oh, got that peel in there. 2 whole onions and 1 whole stalk of celery. Okay, guys? Because this is for 2 different meals, you know. We got the stuffing we're preparing, and we got our stock for our gravy and the stuffing. So I'll show you what we do after this, okay? There we go. Let's do that for a little bit till it reduces down in size and gets a little bit caramelized. Well, not quite caramelized, you know what I mean, like translucent, that's what I'm saying. We're going to add some salt to it to help, I need to put more salt in my salt shaker, to it to help release the moisture. So when you add salt to any vegetable, it'll help release the moisture out of that vegetable. And we're trying to concentrate the flavors here. It really helps with the aromatics and releasing the flavors of the onion and the celery versus just putting it in the stock. Alright, so let's add a little bit of garlic. We pressed all the garlic. There we go. This is the last step. And just do this for about like maybe a minute or so. Another minute. See how it's getting translucent? Okay, that's how we want it. Alright guys, so we're going to take some of this out now for our stuffing, okay? So I'm just going to take a little bit of this mixture out. Okay. And this is going to go in the stuffing here. Okay, guys? Right here. The rest of this is going to go in the stuffing too, but this I'm just setting aside because I like to have a little bit more al dente texture in my stuffing. But you'll see. You'll see. So we're going to put a little bit of it aside, like half of it aside, just for the stuffing, okay? And then now we're going to go to over here where our giblets have been simmering. And we're going to go ahead and add this to our giblets. It's going to add some really, really great flavor here. Don't worry about washing this out because we also got to make a roux in here as well. So when the time comes, we're going to make a little bit of a roux. Okay, we're just going to let that deliciousness simmer. And add more water if you need to because it's been cooking for a while. You want to keep on just... This is about the amount of liquid that you're going to want for your stuffing, but we're going to do gravy, so I think I need a little bit more liquid for the gravy also. So this is for the stuffing and the gravy. Well, yay, I'm finally to my 2022 used lid gravy, and look at, still intact. Alright, so we're gonna, our gravy broth. Good seal, and we're gonna add, see, look at that fat on top? Actually, I'm gonna pour that into here to help with my roux. So, if you need, the turkey also has fat in your dripping, so you can siphon that off and use that if you prefer. So before, there we go, that's a good amount of fat, that's perfect. There. Alright. That's what I need. I need that much. There. Because I don't want any liquid in here, I'm gonna go ahead and just like cook this, and like when we get ready, we're gonna cook it and let the liquid steam off before we add our flour for our roux. And put butter in there too. Normally you would just take your turkey baster and suck up the fat that you need from your drippings and do that. So, or take a spoon and skim it off. But because I chose a jar with the most fat in it, so I could just go like that. Alright. See you in a half hour. Alright, so it's been about 30 minutes, and so we're going to start our roux. And I put butter in here. I put like, I don't know if you can see because it melted. So I added butter to our fat, and we're going to turn the burner on. Let's go ahead and switch burners here while this continues to simmer. The longer the better, guys. There's no real time limit. The minimum is like a half hour. So we're gonna start. Oh, what is that? Oh, celery. We're gonna heat this up. Our turkey fat. You can use any fat you want, and butter combination. You can just use butter. You can use oil, whatever you need some type of oil. I would not recommend using vegetable oil. That's just gross and horrible for your body. Processed oil, ugh. You want olive oil, animal fats. Those are your oils. They're really good for your body. Butters. Okay, so yeah, so what I did is I just, you saw I did turkey fat and butter. Sometimes in the past I've done olive oil and butter. duck fat and butter. So, but I always add butter. So whatever oil you use, just add some butter to it. All right, we're gonna let it cook off some of that broth that might have gotten in there. And we're gonna brown the butter just a little bit, and then we're just gonna add about 4 tablespoons. So it's equal, a roux is equal parts oil and flour, about, roughly. Sometimes I put a little bit more flour, sometimes a little more oil. So just, you know, roughly equal parts. So yeah, we're gonna do a roux here, and with any gravy or soups, cream soups, you start off with a roux. And once it starts browning up a little bit, you want to cook your flour. I don't like the taste of raw flour, so try to get the amount of flour you need in here. Now, if you find that your gravy's not thick enough, you can add more flour to it without cooking it, but you just make sure you cannot add flour to hot liquids, it'll lump. You have to mix it in like cooled off liquid or cold liquid first and then add it, okay? Yeah, so if you're gonna need to thicken it, it's just always add it already in cool liquid before you add it to your hot, or it'll lump up. So you could take a jar and put it in a jar and a little bit of water, shake it, and then add it. That's what I do. Alright, so this looks like it looks pretty good. Alright, so let's do about 4 tablespoons. We're going to do 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. About 4 tablespoons, guys. A little bit more. That makes a good amount of gravy that I need. Now we're going to need to whisk it. We're gonna see, perfect amount. So we're gonna cook, and if you find you need a little bit more fat in there, go ahead and add more fat. We'll add a little bit of olive oil there, or butter, or whatever, for our roux. See, it's already turning blonde, a little bit of a blonde roux there. All right, that's perfect. Okay, let's turn the heat off, and we're going to add just a little bit of the stock in here now to make our gravy. So we're gonna need a ladle here. Need a ladle, there we go. So the point is we don't want all those vegetables in here, okay guys? So we're going to just take this, go ahead and take this, and we're going to strain it in our roux, okay? Just strain it in your roux. All right. And then you're gonna put this back into here, and guess what this is? This is for your stuffing, okay guys? So this all goes into your stuffing, and the only thing you're gonna take out is the giblets. But I'm gonna continue and let this simmer for a little bit, okay? And then if you need more liquid, take it out of here. And let's go ahead and stir this up here. Turn the heat back on. And we're gonna bring it to a boil so it thickens, okay? Look at that, that's perfect. And this is where we taste it and then see what kind of seasonings it needs. Of course, we need a little pepper. I like to add a little pepper. Let's do some white pepper. Like, white pepper has a really nice flavor. You can do black pepper, but I'm gonna put a little white pepper in there. There we go. Has a nice flavor to it. Let's go ahead and stir that. Look at that. Oh yeah, it's thickening up nicely. So once you bring it to a boil, that's your thickening point, okay? And then you'll know, cook it at a boil for about a few minutes, and then you'll know if you need to thicken it more or thin it. Your goal is to want to have enough flour in so you don't have to thicken it, more like thin it out. So I'm pretty sure my ratio is spot on here. So, like I said, if you do find you need to thicken it, put a little flour and some cold water first, then add it. If you need to thin it, that's easy. Just take some of your stock and add it. Okay, let's taste this with a spoon. I try not to do it with a metal spoon. It's getting thick. Let's go ahead and taste it. And this is where, if you wanted to add some bouillon, turkey bouillon or chicken bouillon, you can. But usually I don't need to. That's so delicious. That's so good. It's plenty sweet enough. I mean, sweet enough, salty enough. Tastes like turkey. Maybe add a little bit more pepper, but that's that. That's so delicious. But if you choose to add some chicken bouillon, remember that's salty, so don't add salt. Let's have Honey come take a test. Let's have Honey come take a taste test. Or, instead of adding more flour, you could just cook it until it reduces down. That's also, if you feel like you have enough gravy to do that. That's also, so that's probably what I'll do here. I don't want to add more. It's pretty, it looks nice and, you know, here is a fresh spoon here, but it looks like it's thick enough, but just needs about 5 minutes to cook down, and then it'll be just right. Just let it cook down for a little bit. Now, you have to continuously stir because gravy will stick to the bottom while you're doing this. Okay guys, it's been 5 minutes of me cooking this down, so now it's at the perfect thickness, and by reducing it, it intensifies the flavor even more. It's so delicious. So that's all done. It's perfect, and it tastes so good, guys. So we're just gonna put the lid on and put it aside, and then this, all we do is, what we're going to do when we're ready is take the giblets out in the neck, and then we're going to add an egg, and then we keep everything in here, everything else in here, and then we add it to our stuffing. So I'll show you when that's ready. I think I want to simmer this a little bit longer. Probably about another 30 minutes. Alrighty guys, so I forgot to add the black pepper. That's okay. I'll add a little bit of black pepper here, and we're ready to rock and roll. So the only thing we're taking out is the giblets. So, and we want to make sure we don't lose any of that good juice, and try to keep as much of the vegetable in as we can, because that's good stuff. There we go. There's a giblet. Let's see. Here's another one. There we go. Here's another one. Now I just need, let's see. I think that's pretty much all we need. Like I said, they're really good for you. So the only thing you don't want to eat is bones. So if you have any pieces, it's okay. It's good for you. And I'm pretty sure we're all good here. Oh. Let's see. Just texture-wise, it might not be desirable. Now, let's get rid of this, and then we can go ahead and add our liquid. Alright, so we're going to put the celery and onion in that we saved back. And then we're going to add, I already did breadcrumbs with my poultry seasoning here, and I'm going to stir this up just a little bit. Stir it up. It's perfect. Cornbread is essential. You don't want to make this too soggy. Sometimes my family would just put too much liquid in here and make it too soggy, which, you know what, we still ate it. But if you can help it, try not to do that. So I'm not just going to dump a bunch of liquid in. There we go. Let's make sure it's all mixed up nicely. That looks so good. With the cornbread. Alright. I'm having to half my recipe. This is half of what I usually make. So the broth, I'm not sure if I'll need all of it. So let's go ahead and try to add the vegetables and up. There we go. There's a giblet. I knew I had one. I knew there was missing one. Try to just do, there's another giblet. What we can of the vegetables here. It's beautiful. It smells so good. Tastes so good. It's just like the gravy, you know. The gravy's perfect. So this will make good stuffing, or dressing as I call it. I'm trying to get this done here. Alright, so now we're going to, because I don't want to add too much of the liquid. Normally if it was like more, I would just pour this whole thing in there, but I don't want to make it soupy. So we're going to add egg. So egg is important, guys. Put 2 eggs, because my eggs are small. If you have a large egg, you can just do 1 large egg if you want. Alright, so we're going to get our whisk, and we're going to whisk this up. We don't want to cook the egg, so you don't want to really, like, you want to slowly, let's go ahead and ladle it. We want to slowly ladle so we don't cook the egg, okay? So let's go ahead and slowly ladle some of this in here. You don't want the egg curdling on you and cooking. I'm gonna slowly add this to it. Now with the gravy, if you want to glaze your gravy, it's called glazing, and giving it a shine. If you want your gravy to have a nice shine to it, you also do this. You'll take some of your gravy or some of the liquid and do this and add it to the gravy, and it'll give the gravy a beautiful shine. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and pour that in here. All right, and then we're gonna add more liquid if we need it. So let's check it out. Let's check it out and see if we need it. Yeah, a little bit more. We might need all the liquid. All right, so now is the time where you can. So I just, you know what, too much liquid. Yeah, I think that's perfect. All right, so you see, if you push down, you'll see some liquid down there. That's what you want. You don't want too much liquid, okay? Like this much below the stuffing. There, it's perfect. And so the rest of this, we're gonna save to put back in my homemade turkey bone broth I'm gonna make and can it up. Or you can save it and make more gravy. Or use it for something else. So there's that, that's perfect. And we're gonna go ahead and put this in the oven and cook it for about, uncovered, for about a half hour, 45 minutes. And then it should be perfect. Alrighty guys, so that's how I make my gravy and my dressing or stuffing at the same time. I use the same broth, the same stock. It's super easy and it's delicious. So it's really the sauteing those celery and the onions separately before you add it to your stock really helps bring out that flavor. It's so good. Alright guys, so we're gonna get ready. I have a couple more things to cook and we're gonna eat. So talk to you later. Hey, you should try it. It's good stuff. Bye. Happy Thanksgiving, Bubby Sissy.
Absolutely.
All right, we're watching football and then Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. Here's our food.
More.
All right, so we have
It's right there.
green bean casserole, gravy. Oh, I didn't need that gravy. Honey, I put gravy right here. I put a little thing of gravy.
Myers, weird stuff, my thing.
Oh, it's okay. Taters.
I don't know if it should be more in there.
No, it's perfect.
Should there be more in there?
No.
What?
It was just.
No, let me look.
Stuffing.
It was just.
Particles.
You're fine.
There's one right there.
We got.
There it is. There it
Let me
is.
just get you a new cup.
Right there. No, I want you to do it. Can you?
Get it out. Just dump it out.
Miles Stanley.
There's coleslaw, rice pilaf, rolls, and I think that's it. Oh, salad, green salad. So, but happy Thanksgiving.
Anything else?
No.
Mommy, what is wrong with it?
Nothing. It's just your water.
No, I want to put this one in. I want to put this one in.
Okay.
So what was it in there?
It's just little particles. It's not that big a deal.
There it is. There, look.
I can't see what you're seeing. I don't see anything.
He sees stuff in his water. All right, happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Nothing in the water.
That
I almost forgot the turkey. Here's the
that?
turkey.
is that.
Coffee.
I put it in containers. Anyways, yep, that's it. So happy Thanksgiving, guys. Just us. Say happy Thanksgiving, Bubby Sissy. Done.
Happy Thanksgiving.
All right. We're going to watch Charlie Brown and eat. This is our fancy stuff for just us. I'm not getting no fancy stuff out. I don't want to do serving platters. Because it's just us. Why do that?